It's November 14th, 2023, on a beautiful day, just after a lovely rain here in the heart of Texas, in Gillespie County. And I just wanted to mention, as the sun descends slowly toward the horizon, that the name of our planet is Terra. We have been told that our planet's name is Earth, but the other races in our galaxy, the Milky Way, call this planet Terra. A very few races have a different name for our planet that is neither Terra nor Earth. I was just waiting for the gasoline-powered car to go by. We've been told that gasoline-powered cars are the best we can do. This is false. We have hover car technology and have had that, anti-grav craft for moving around our planet, above the surface of the planet, for 70 years at a minimum. We have anti-gravity spacecraft that zip around our galaxy and which have transported personnel to make bases and colonies on moons and in moons and on planets and in planets and asteroids throughout the galaxy, not just near to us here on Terra, but throughout our galaxy. We have not been told this. We, the populace, the slaves, if you will, here on Terra. I'm just looking at a beautiful buck who is sniffing the air and looking at me. I might include him in our video if he likes that idea. He's not sure. So, I wanted to mention, in addition, that Terra, our beautiful planet, is made of crystalline concrete, not of natural stone. Our planet was made, some could say grown, out of the ether, out of Nikola Tesla's fluid ether, that is material ether. It's material, although we can't see the matter. Nikola Tesla said that our greatest achievement as a race would one day be to create worlds by extracting material from the fluid ether. Other races before us have already figured out how to do this and have created worlds and worlds. Our world is one of those worlds that was created from the ether by what we would consider magic. Around a torus field, which is a hollow donut, giving us a hollow sphere, slightly flattened at the poles. So, I think it's important, as we move toward full disclosure, that we understand that our race has been kept in darkness, has had the wool pulled over its eyes by wolves, which we could call the Luciferians, for millennia. I think it behooves us to keep in mind that we have been put in charge of a planet whose name we do not know and whose origin we have never heard of. The Rockefeller-controlled American universities and the Rothschild-controlled European universities tell us that our planet came into existence through natural forces. Virtually the entire populace of our world believes this fairy tale. Of course, it's nonsense. All we have to do is open our eyes when we walk out onto the terrain. And we'll see the evidence of artifice if we ask the question, is what I'm looking at natural or artificial? So when you go on your hike tomorrow, have a look and ask yourself that question. Make a video and tell people what you think. gather evidence for one theory or the other. The origin of our planet being by artifice or by nature. Once we look at the evidence, as we engage our planet's terrain, terrestrial, extraterrestrial, terraform, terrarium, subterranean, Terra. When we go out onto Terra's surface and into Terra's surface, in the creek beds and riverbeds, the crevices between the built hills, we will come to understand that we have been gifted a stage on which to live our lives, and the biosphere has been gifted a stage on which to live its varied lives. And we have nothing to fear from knowing that this is a stage, from knowing that we are under a microscope by races so advanced that it's difficult to create terms for what they know and what they can do technologically. In fact, what they can do technologically is beyond tools. So we might not even be able to call it technological advancement, because I think they've gone beyond technology. Nikola Tesla said that if we want to understand the secrets of the universe, we will look into frequency, resonance. And so this is what advanced races are doing. And we are coming to that. Cymatics is a branch of science that deals with the ability of sound to create form. It's an astounding science that anyone can engage and learn from. Nikola Tesla said that light can be nothing else than a sound wave in the ether. So light is sound. And sound creates form, as cymatics tells us. So, ancient advanced races know the secrets of the universe. Maybe not every secret. And we know a smidgen of secrets. Full disclosure will bring understanding. As we experience full disclosure, because it's not going to be one day, it's going to take time to disclose all the information. As we experience the avalanche, the beautiful avalanche of knowledge coming to this planet from advanced races, many of whom gave us their genes to become what we are, let's go out onto the terrain and into the terrain and engage Terra's crystalline body that was created specifically to support a thriving biosphere. This planet was created by advanced engineers to support life. So go see my video called Ecological Terraforming that talks about how the softer layers in creek banks and river banks dissolve in rainwater day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, giving our planet an ever generating engine of soil mass. And not just soil, but potentized soil, fertilized soil. Here in Texas, there's a lot of gypsum, which allows the soil to be sulfate rich, because gypsum is calcium sulfate. It also has limestone, which is calcium carbonate. And as the softer alternating layers in the creek banks and river banks that the true ancients who built the continents created dissolve, more and more soil is created. If they had dumped 1 billion tons of soil, or let's say 100 billion tons of soil for us to use, for the planet to use over time, it would have been washed into the ocean in a few years. 100 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years. All washed away. So they had to create an engine of soil creation. And they did that by alternating hard and soft layers in the creek banks and river banks. And I've documented that extensively on my channel. And you're here on the channel right now watching this video. So go find Ecological Terraforming. The soft layers also serve as earthquake mitigation for the creek banks and river banks, which form the foundation of hills, which are themselves the foundations of mountains. Geology is a wonderful fairy tale created by people who have based their entire careers on a false premise. What is that premise? The premise is that Homo sapiens sapiens is the first advanced race in the universe. And therefore, everything we see must have come into existence through natural forces. Planets, solar systems, suns, galaxies, space, life forms, everything must have come into existence naturally, because we didn't build any of them, and we're the first advanced race. Therefore, anyone who points a microscope or a telescope anywhere in this universe must be looking at something that came into existence through natural forces, and that includes our planet, our planetary terrain, Terra's terrain. This is the bottleneck. This false premise that we're the first advanced race is the bottleneck in all of the sciences. All. If you're a biologist, you believe that every life form came into existence naturally. But if you understand that your premise is incorrect, that we are not the first advanced race, but the last, and that we're not that advanced, then you understand that you must ask this question. Is what I'm looking at in my microscope natural or artificial? Let's gather evidence. There's a third theory. There may be some natural progression of a genetically engineered organism. And a subcorollary could be that they go back and forth. So there's genetic tinkering along down the line, and there's natural progression, and there's genetic tinkering. And our race has been genetically tinkered with by many, many, many advanced races. So let's look forward to the incredible amount of knowledge that's coming our way from advanced races with whom we will make contact very soon. Very, very, very soon. It's time. I wish you a happy Tuesday, wherever you are on our globe planet, our sphere planet, our planet that is a sphere slightly flattened at the poles, built around or grown around a toroidal energy field, which is essentially a donut-shaped field, by advanced races who knew how to extract material from the ether, which academia says does not exist. So they're discarding Tesla, they're discarding Tesla's ether, because the ether is the key to it all. Once we understand that the ether exists as a quarry for matter, and that once we learn how to whirl the ether, as Tesla told us we would one day learn, to create matter, and once we learn that matter is ether in motion, then we will be able to create whatever we want, whenever we want. We will be able to create worlds. And Nikola Tesla said in his July 6, 1930 article, Man's Greatest Achievement, that this world-creating ability would be man's greatest achievement. I hope everyone has a scientific day on beautiful Earth, which advanced races call Terra.